Spring flooding is expected to impact our area once again.
Local meteorologists say that several communities have a greater than normal chance of seeing significant flooding in the coming months. News 8 Now's Jordan Fremstead tells us what communities are at risk.
Officials at the National Weather Service say the ground is far more saturated this year as compared to last year. Now, the size of the problem will depend on how much more snow and rain we get, but experts I spoke to say they can almost guarantee minor flooding along our community's major rivers.
When you say our 7-county region experiences flooding, you might as well say water is wet.
It's been very frequent.
Pick a year, any year, and someone, somewhere, has dealt with the issue.
It's happened so many years in a row that they're somewhat used to it, I guess you could say.
The year 2020 will only contribute another verse to that all too familiar song.
We're seeing an above normal risk for spring flooding.
John Wettenkamp is a hydrologist with the National Weather Service. He says several areas along the Mississippi, Black, Trempealeau, and Kickapoo rivers have at least a 90% chance of hitting minor flood stage this spring.
Minor flooding looks like a pretty good bet.
Some spots have a greater than normal chance of seeing moderate or even severe flooding.
The potential is there, but there's some unknowns yet. How much additional snowfall are we going to see? What are the future precipitation trends, essentially?
These projections are due to the precipitation we have already received. Precipitation is one factor, but more ground is saturated this year as compared to the same time last year.
So we're seeing a much broader area of wet soil conditions this year.
That water will do what water does, finding the path of least resistance.
Essentially anything that melts here this winter, any snow that melts or any additional precipitation that we get is going to go into runoff.
Minor flooding is just like it sounds, but so is major flooding.
And you're talking about potential evacuations and more greater impact to the infrastructure.
Like snow in the winter months, flooding has become something communities expect.
We're trying to get more public education, public outreach out there to, try and plan ahead for this flooding.
We work real closely with emergency management and identifying those spots, especially those spots that are more vulnerable to flooding.
Now, officials with the National Weather Service say if you live in a community that is prone to flooding, it's best to get flood insurance now because some of those policies can take weeks to go into effect.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jordan. And more information about spring flooding projections is expected to be released February 27th and March 12th.